Hello, teachers. My name is Mark Smith, the instructional coach, and I want to discuss with you a couple of tips about copyright use. There are two main factors that every teacher should be familiar with: the Copyright and Fair Use Guidelines for Teachers, which tells you what teachers can do under the law as it relates to the teacher duties, like making copies of copyrighted material, using videos in the classroom, using music in the classroom, things of that nature. And the other, Creative Commons license, which allows people to share their creativity with the world. So this means teachers can use that material freely long as you acknowledge the original author. Did you know that in 1909 the law establishing U.S. copyright policy made employers the owner of employee work, products, and carved out special exemptions for teachers? But in what some suspect might have been a drafting error, Congress deleted the exemption when it rewrote it in 1976. Few courts have acted to clarify the matter, which means the legal status of who owns teacher work products remains unsettled. Have you visited any of these websites to get lessons or share videos with your students? Online lessons have become very popular, but are we using these websites correctly? As teachers, have we violated any kind of laws? Thanks to Creative Commons license, we are allowed to use some online lessons, but that's only if it has been licensed by Creative Commons. But what if it hasn't? Let's look at a couple scenarios. Scenario number one is about Teachers Pay Teachers, a site I visit frequently. A math teacher buys a lesson on two-step equation and shares it with the other math teachers in the building to help with lesson planning. Did the math teacher violate copyright law? Yes, that teacher did violate copyright law. Unless the teacher buys an additional license, and most of the time they are at a discount, the teacher did violate copyright law. Anytime you share with a teacher, you must buy that number license. In other words, if you're going to share with three other teachers, you need to buy three other licenses. Most of the time, they are a little bit cheaper. However, if you don't buy any and you go and share with other teachers, you are in violation of copyright law. Scenario number two. A teacher created an algebra lesson that has gone very well with her students. She shares it with the math teachers and always gets great reviews. She decides to put it on the Teachers Pay Teachers website. She begins to make a little income and it grows and grows into a substantial amount of money. Does she own the lesson she created? No, the teacher does not own the lesson, therefore does not have the right to sell it. Unless your employment contract assigns copyright ownership of materials produced for the classroom to the teacher, then you probably have a green light. Absent any written agreement, the Copyright Act of 1976 stipulates that materials created by teachers in the scope of their employment are deemed works for hire, and therefore the school owns them. In other words, if they did not say in the contract that you have complete ownership of what you create, then the school district owns it. And as far as I'm concerned, I always read my contract and it's never in there. So until it's in there, the school district does own your work. Matter of fact, in 2004, the U.S. Court of Appeals agreed that the school district owned the materials because the teacher made them for the job. So that is something that we all as teachers must keep in mind when we create these lessons. Scenario number three. A teacher loves to motivate her students by letting them watch Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. Because the school has spotty internet and sometimes YouTube is blocked and sometimes it's not, she downloads the videos at home and brings them to class to let her students watch them in the morning. Can she do this? No, she cannot download a YouTube video and show it to her students. Downloading videos from YouTube does breach Google's term of service. You are permitted to view YouTube video only through Google's own website and apps. You are not permitted to view YouTube video offline on your iPad, iPhone, or Android device, PC, or laptop through a third-party app. In closing, I would like for you to remember these three things. First of all, make sure what you produce is truly yours. If you download someone else's lesson, make sure you know the terms of the license. And if you plan to build a larger professional community or brand, then insist on maintaining ownership and control of your work. I'll go even further. We all, as teachers, get school laptops from the district. I will have a separate laptop and put all my information on there. Also, you get Google accounts, Microsoft OneNote, Google Apps for Education. When you leave the district, that stuff stays. So you always need to make sure you store your information or whatever you create somewhere else besides what's on the school's district. And always remember, you as a teacher, you are making a difference every day. Thank you and have a nice day.